Assalamu alaikum and good day to you all. This is Aisha Yusuf, course instructor for Principles of Management at Institute of Business Management, Karachi. With this and further related short videos, we are going to get an overview of what the area of management entails. Hence, the first chapter, Introduction, the World of Innovative Management. This chapter is going to shed light on the following topics: an understanding of the importance of management to society and individuals, definition of the term management itself, differentiation between efficiency and effectiveness, description of the four primary functions or the basic process of management, the three general skills necessary to become a successful manager, and description of management types and the horizontal and vertical differences between them. Managers influence all phases of modern organizations. Plant managers run manufacturing operations that produce the clothes we wear, the food we eat, and the automobiles we drive. Sales managers maintain a sales force that markets goods. Personnel managers provide organizations with a competent and productive workforce. Good managerial skills are a scarce commodity. Management is important to society as a whole, as well as vital to many individuals who earn their living as managers. Management positions have drastically increased in terms of their proportion to all jobs in the last few decades. Managers come from varying backgrounds and have diverse educational specialties. Many people who originally trained to be accountants, teachers, financiers, or even writers eventually make their livelihoods as managers. Although in the short term, the demand for managers varies somewhat in the long term, managerial positions can yield high salaries, status, interesting work, personal growth, and intense feelings of accomplishment. Why study management? We study management because of its universality, the reality of work, and the benefits that come with it. Number one, the universality of management. The reality that management is needed in all types and sizes of organizations at all organizational levels, in all organizational areas, and in organizations no matter where located. That's the first reason to study management. Second, the reality of work. Once you graduate from college and begin your career, you will either manage or be managed. The third reason, the benefits. You have the opportunities to think creatively and use imagination, help others find meaning and fulfillment in work, support, coach, and nurture others. So, all in all, management helps in achieving organizational goals. Management helps in achieving social objectives like employment. Management helps in achieving personal objectives like salary. And management helps organizations to survive in the ever-changing business environment. Coming towards what management is. In simplest terms, management can be defined as the process of getting things done effectively and efficiently through and with other people. One particular surprise for many people when they first step into a management role is that they are much less in control of things than they expected to be. The nature of management is to motivate and coordinate others to cope with diverse and far-reaching challenges. Many new managers expect to have power, to be in control, and to be personally responsible for departmental outcomes. However, managers depend on subordinates more than the reverse, and they are evaluated on the work of other people rather than on their own achievements. Managers set up the system and conditions that help other people perform well. Secondly, in this definition, the terms of effectively and efficiently are highlighted and need to be differentiated. Efficiency. Efficiency means doing the thing correctly and refers to the relationship between inputs and outputs, seeks to minimize resource costs, while effectiveness, on the other hand, means doing the right things, or goal attainment. Organizational effectiveness is the degree to which the organization achieves a stated goal or succeeds in accomplishing what it tries to do. Organizational effectiveness means providing a product or service that customers value. Organizational efficiency, on the other hand, refers to the amount of resources used to achieve an organizational goal. It is based on how much raw material, money, and people are necessary for producing a given volume of output. Efficiency can be defined as the amount of resources used to produce a product or service. Efficiency and effectiveness can both be high in the same organization. As the figure shows, management is a process or series of continuing and related activities, and it involves and concentrates on reaching organizational goals. These activities fall into 4 fundamental management functions. Number 1, planning, which is about setting goals and deciding activities. Number 2, organizing activities and people. Number 3, leading, motivating, communicating with, and developing people. And number 4, controlling, establishing targets and measuring performance. Depending on their job situation, managers perform numerous and varied tasks, but they all can be categorized within these 4 primary functions. Starting with planning. Planning means identifying goals for future organizational performance and deciding on the tasks and use of resources needed to attain them. In other words, managerial planning defines where the organization wants to be in the future and how to get there. A good example of planning comes from General Electric, GE, where managers have sold divisions such as plastics, insurance, and media to focus company resources on 4 key business areas: energy, aircraft engines, healthcare, and financial services. General Electric used to relocate senior executives every few years to different divisions so that they develop a broad general expertise in line with their strategic focus. However, with their recent strategic refocusing, the company now keeps people in their business units longer so they can gain a deeper understanding of the products and customers within each of the 4 core businesses. Coming towards organizing. Organizing typically follows planning and reflects how the organization tries to accomplish the plan. Organizing involves assigning tasks, grouping tasks into departments, delegating authority, and allocating resources across the organization. Organizing also involves structural reorganizing, where tasks such as repositioning some executives and hiring new ones and cutting jobs to reduce costs and streamlining the company are carried out. The third function of management, leading. Leading is the use of influence to motivate employees to achieve organizational goals. Leading means creating a shared culture and values, communicating goals to people throughout the organization, and infusing employees with the desire to perform at a high level. This would include spending time with and being close to your subordinates. Then we have the 4th function of management, which is controlling. Controlling is the 4th function in the management process. Controlling means monitoring employees' activities, determining whether the organization is moving towards its goals, and making corrections as necessary. One trend in recent years is for companies to place less emphasis on top-down control and more emphasis on training employees to monitor and correct themselves. That's self-controlling. However, the ultimate responsibility for control, of course, still rests with managers. That'll be it for this video. For further topics, please refer to the other videos. Thank you.